Someone might be like, oh, his English is really bad, or his English is not good at all. But to the English person, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know, you're communicating. That's all we care about. When we're talking about directness again, sometimes if you want someone to repeat something, especially from a Polish person, I've heard where they would say, what? The Caribbean culture, we are very open. We are very friendly people. You know, we're just very relaxed and so on. And in Europe, I would say it's like go, go, go.
Moim gościem, moim przewodnikiem, moim tutorem już za chwilę w English Pro będzie Sara z Berlitz Polska. It's great to have you here.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Thank you very much for this. And we've been discussing before we are coming into the studio that I asked where I come from.
Yes.
And Sarah said, you should tell me, so I don't know, but maybe South America?
Oh, you're very close.
South America,
yes,
close,
yes,
okay.
Yes.
Peru?
No, but go to a little bit more north. I'm in between
Chile?
the Americas.
Chile?
Mm-mm.
No. Paraguay?
No.
Mexico?
You're getting there. Go. What is like you have in between North America and South America? You have Central, and what do you have on the other side?
Venezuela and...
Yes, Venezuela. And what do you have right above Venezuela? There's lots of them.
Lots of them above. It's Ecuador is in the south of Venezuela.
And Ecuador is on the other side, yes. What do you have above Venezuela? Lots of islands. What do you call them?
Jamaica.
What do you call Jamaica? Where is Jamaica?
Jamaica is Caribbean.
Very good.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. I'm from the Caribbean.
Caribbean in general.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I'm from the Caribbean island called Trinidad and Tobago.
Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes. Very beautiful island.
Let's turn off the cameras.
Coconut trees,
Yeah,
beautiful
it's beautiful.
beaches, everything.
One of my dreams.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you have
Okay.
a connection now.
Yeah, but I will try to earn the trip to to this. Sarah, we are sitting here and our topic is no, you are not rude. You're just European. So let's jump into this kind of topic and the discussion about how being European is easy or not when we have business meetings.
Yes.
How to use our language, how to use our words, how to be not rude,
Yes.
but how to say not rude, but
Not rude, but polite.
okay, polite.
Yes, yeah. You know, the thing is that politeness, it varies amongst different cultures. So, you know, the Polish and the German way might be very direct.
Yeah.
And you might think, oh, this person is being very rude to me.
Not as much as German.
Yeah. But yeah, you might like, why are they speaking so rude? But it's just a culture, yeah. It's embedded in them. It's within them.
But should we say it in the context of our meeting? You have to remember, okay, because I was reading something about your culture. Please remember that I'm from Europe. I'm from Europe, and be ready for me.
I will.
Okay.
Be very careful. But, you know, there's a nice way to put it, you know, with a sentence. You know, some sentences can easily be understood in different ways.
Yeah.
So if I say, give me the pen,
Yeah.
you know, to you, you might be like, oh, okay, I'll give you the pen.
Yeah.
But to an Anglo culture person, they will be like, why are they being so rude to me? Why is he saying, just give me the pen? Where's the please? Where's the, you know, the politeness?
Okay.
So instead they might say, could you please give me that pen? Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a lot of politeness when it comes to that exchange.
But when we are thinking Europe is one piece of land, but it's different countries. Between France and Germany will be difference. Between North and South of Europe will be huge difference.
Yes, because in their culture they are known to probably be less polite, just direct. And that's the thing with a lot of the continental European countries. They are more focused on getting their message straight across.
Yeah.
You know, they're not going to sugarcoat anything. Yeah. But for the British and the American speakers, they sugarcoat it because they don't want to have any hostility. They don't want to have, you know, an aggressive atmosphere. They want to really be nice.
Yeah, but it depends on the level of our meetings. Between the highest level in the company, we should say something in a different way than we are speaking a little bit
to someone on the lower level. Yeah, you would think so. I remember that. Well, from my experience, that I would ask my students, okay, how do you address your managers? How do you address like your superiors? And they say sometimes, oh, I address them by their first name. And I said, really?
Yep.
I was like, oh, okay, because typically for me, I would address them by saying Mr. and their last name.
Yeah.
But we can see now, even in Europe, it's changing a little bit. Like people are now becoming less formal and less direct, and they are adopting a little bit of kindness, a little bit of politeness in it. So like in addressing superiors, they might say, oh, Jarosław, or Czarek,
Yeah, I think that maybe, sorry for the generalization.
Yes.
But here in Poland, we are still thinking that when we meet somebody for the first time, especially, we'll be much more polite than we are within minutes.
Yes,
and
a bit close.
Too close and a little bit too cold.
Yes, that can appear so, because they sometimes the small talk, especially with Polish people, small talk is like, why are you asking me how I am? When you say, how are you? Or how's your day going? Like,
that was my question to you.
Exactly. Like, why are you asking me that? Yeah.
Don't waste our time.
Yeah, exactly. Because they just want to be direct with you. They just want to say, okay, yes, the weather is fine. Okay, let's get to the point.
Yeah. It's great because when I am working with leaders about public speaking skills and say that, but the good interview, the good meeting start with small talks. Why I should waste time on it?
Yeah.
And what about I should speak? What should I speak about during the small talk?
Yeah.
And it's especially nowadays we have a lot of topics.
Oh,
so
the
be
weather
careful.
Is one of them. It's a common
in Jamaica
conversation starter. How's the weather? The weather is horrible. Sorry, it's horrible.
So the same thing. I was asking you, how are you? You said, great.
When so you're observing niceties. You're having that small talk at the beginning.
Yeah, but maybe we are thinking. I will try to be the spokesperson of Polish people. That when you are asking me about the weather, you don't want to treat me like. Real person and professional person, you know?
Sometimes when we ask someone, hey, how are you? Or how's the weather? Sometimes we don't really need a response. It's just breaking the ice, We don't really expect you to go into detail about, I got up this morning and the weather was like this, but then, no, it's just like, hi, how are you? Okay, everything is fine. Okay, so let's talk about something else now. So it's not always you have to respond. Yeah.
It's not like an introduction, but it's some kind of small talk.
Yes,
and after
exactly.
this, okay, do you have some kind of maybe experience about how to provide the small talk with British people, with Americans, with Norwegians, for example?
Oh, it's very easy to have small talk with people who are willing to also have small talk with you, Just recently, I was in Malta. And I was waiting on the bus and this grandma just started conversation about, in Malta 20 years ago, it was like this. And she was very open and continuing small talk with us. But just a simple thing like, the bus is taking quite long today, usually it's like 5 minutes. Now it's like 20 minutes. So things like that. It can be anything.
Just take a pause. You are on holiday. No, I'm waiting for the bus.
I'm waiting for the bus. And grandma just went on the bus and that was it.
Yeah. Do you think that it depends on the age of people?
It could be sometimes, but it depends as well. Because sometimes age is irrelevant. It's all about the personality.
Personality, I agree.
So some people are quite open in conversing with others, and some people are very closed. And it takes them a while to get used to you. It takes them a while to open up a little bit. And when they open to you, they are talking constantly.
We should be waiting for the person we meet to check the possibility, to check where is
test the waters
maybe a little bit. It will be going deeper or not.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's it. Based on people's reaction and the way they communicate with you, verbally and non-verbally, you know whether to continue a conversation with them. You know whether I should stop or I should continue.
Yeah.
So, you have a conversation with someone and they're like, yes. No.
Not today.
Not yet. Or they're in a bad mood or something. So they give you very brief responses. But some people might continue and be like, oh, where are you from? How's the weather there?
Yeah, do not joke about this, because I think that sometimes we are so open to joking about some issue and some situation, but it could be dangerous.
Oh, yes, you have to be careful with that because some people might take it very personal.
Why are you so rude?
Exactly. And, you just have to be careful with what you're saying to them.
So let's talk about you and your journey from beautiful Caribbean country to Europe, for example. It's not your first time in Warsaw in general, because you spent 4 years here.
Yes. I've been in Warsaw for 4 years.
What do you think? And be honest with me.
Yes,
What do you think about Poland in general and our sense of humor, our distance, our assertiveness?
When I first came in contact with Polish people, they were super friendly. You know, the people who I was, meeting for the first time, we would go somewhere and someone would be like, oh, there's this nice place you should go. You should visit this place. They were very nice, very open. And that was like my second week in Poland. And I was like, oh, it's quite nice here. Despite COVID, it's quite nice, because I came during COVID time.
Oh, wow.
But as I started to live in different areas, I realized like people were a bit different.
Different areas in Warsaw?
Yeah, different areas in Warsaw, or because not everyone who lives in Warsaw is from Warsaw.
Yeah.
They're from different, cities and towns and villages.
Yeah.
So they also bring a little bit of that personality or character with them. So, Warsaw is very diverse. There are people from everywhere here. After a while, you get to some people are very open, like we said before, and some people are very closed. You walk in the street, some people smile at you. Sometimes they are just looking at you from head to toe.
Where I come from?
Yeah, they're like, what is she doing in Poland? Like, wow, why is she in Poland? And I always get that. They're always like, Sarah, where are you from? I'm like, oh, the Caribbean. You're from the Caribbean?
What are you doing here?
Why are you in Poland? And I'm like, Poland is beautiful. Yeah. What about the sun and the beach?
Yeah.
I'm like, I know.
And coconuts.
And coconuts, yes.
Take an apple and...
Exactly.
Wow.
So, but, it's in Warsaw, the people, I would say Polish people are quite nice. Some of them are very reserved, but I think once you get to know them, they can be very sweet.
Yeah, but you touched a new topic for me, because when I was thinking about our topic for today, no, you are not rude, you are European, I was not thinking about the new era of diversity in general, because we are diverse.
Yes.
I mean, society, the team in the company, we should be ready that someone will try to go deeper with us at the beginning of the conversation.
Yes.
And it's not that because it's my type of behavior before meeting, we should think about this. It's his or her style.
Yes, and the nice thing about it is that I've met a lot of Polish people who want to communicate with you. They want to speak to you, but sometimes they just don't know how to start, or they don't know how to get the conversation going, or they're afraid that they might say something that may not be grammatically correct, so they're worried about their English as well. But it's just a nice way you can get to practice your English. You can get to speak and meet people from different cultures.
Yeah, but we've been discussing about this before we turn our cameras on, that I had experience from the previous years. When you are public person and you are speaking in English, it's very hard here in Poland, because in front of you are sitting and listening to you very good English speakers. It's bullshit, but they are thinking it in that way. So it's very hard to forget about this and just say something.
One of my students recently, I was asking him about this, if Polish people are scared to speak English. Because like if I was to ask for directions, would they help me? And sometimes he said...
grammar.
They're nervous about that. They're nervous about the grammar. They're nervous about being judged, but not judged by the English speaker, but by their own.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, because someone might be like, oh, his English is really bad, or his English is not good at all. But to the English person, it doesn't matter. You're communicating. That's all we care about. You're able to have a conversation with us. But I think a lot of them are really looking at themselves like, oh my God, am I saying this word correctly? Am I pronouncing this correctly?
Should we be much more assertive when we are trying to discuss with someone, maybe from some kind of part of Europe, and we see that it's some kind of wall, between us?
Yes.
Should we say sorry? Should we say...
it's always nice to be polite, in every situation. It's always nice to be polite to that person. But there's a wall that everyone wants to kind of break.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they want to, I want to talk to this person.
Okay. Maybe you can teach me some kind of sentences how to say sorry when we will be too hard, maybe too much.
Oh, there are many ways to say sorry. You can say, "Oh, I do apologize," or "I'm sincerely sorry." I can give you an example, actually, of when we're talking about directness again. Sometimes if you want someone to repeat something, especially from a Polish person, I've heard where they would say, "What?" And you're like, no, don't say what, but instead you can say, "Can you please repeat that?" Or "I'm sorry, I didn't hear you." So in that context of trying to ask someone to repeat something, you can say it like that. Apologizing, you can say, "I'm sorry."
Yeah.
Just simple, "I'm sorry," or I'm truly sorry, depending on how bad something was. Then you say, "I'm really, really sorry."
Yeah.
Or "I apologize." Very simple. Don't overthink it. Just,
I'm sorry, I see that it's not your day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, you want to speak to me today. Okay.
Okay, yeah, but directness. Okay, it's nice word. I've written it, but do you think that maybe sometimes it depends on the gender? I was asking about the age, but sometimes maybe it's about the gender. What do you think?
Women, we like to talk. So, it's quicker to have a conversation with, amongst women. But I don't think so. I don't think gender, because I think it's personality-wise. Some people are very shy and some people are extroverts. Some introverts, extroverts. So some people are very open to talking and some people are not. Yeah. Some people just want to give you short answers and that's it. It's like, leave me alone. Some people might dwell a little more, ask more questions. Yeah.
Yeah, but you said personality, but versus nationality. Because
yes.
I think that sometimes we should do some kind of research before our meeting about some kind of rules.
Oh, yes, because, you don't want to do something to offend someone. And this is especially important in the agriculture, or English-speaking countries. You don't want to offend anybody. That's why we are so polite. That's why we're always saying please and thank you.
Okay.
We don't want to hurt anyone. We don't want to have an unpleasant or a hostile environment or atmosphere. So we are always very, very polite about that.
So when we are in the conversation, and we are not agree with somebody on the other side, how to say I'm not agree with you in a very polite way?
Well, you can do two things. You can just avoid. And because sometimes it can turn into a confrontation and you don't want
change
that.
Topic.
Yeah, change the topic. Okay. Yeah, the easiest thing, just change the topic if you don't agree with what someone is saying. Or if you want to go head with this person, you could just say, well, in my opinion, I think X, Y, and Z. Or I believe so and so. And I understand your perspective. I also think, because you also want to respect the other person's view on something, So you can just say, oh, I understand. I hear you. I also believe X, Y, and Z.
Okay, my opinion is.
Yes, my opinion, I believe. Yeah, it's a very gentle way to share your opinion. You don't want to say, well, I don't think that's how it is. My opinion is da-da-da. It's also your tone in the way you say something.
Yeah, that was my next topic in our conversation, because sometimes it depends on the tone of voice.
Oh, absolutely. Because your tone can tell you if this person is being rude to you, if this person is just...
Yeah, you're so good between switching between you polite and you rude.
Yeah, because again, what? I can say what? Or I can take what? So that difference, you can tell if I'm being annoyed or if I'm being rude or if I'm just want you to politely say something again, So your tone really tells you about the communication with that person.
Tone and behavior, I think. That people always think, especially when I was working, and I'm working with leaders, what should I do when I will be standing in front of the camera?
Yes.
And I'm explaining that before you will say something, people will think about you everything. So be careful about your clothes, about your face, everything. Because,
your nails, everything.
So non-verbal communication is a huge topic,
Oh,
I think.
definitely. definitely. That's why when we look at communication, we look at the verbal aspect and the non-verbal aspect, because people can speak very loudly in a non-verbal way. Their gestures, the way they look at you, their eyes, the way they communicate with you, all of these things. And with the verbal part, you're looking at the tone of their voice, intonation, all of these things. So that tells you, okay, this person is in a good mood or this person is not in a good mood. This person wants to talk or they don't want to talk.
Yeah, but when you are looking on the English guys, on American guys, you are so flexible when you are using your body, your movement, everything around this. It's very hard to say to Polish guys, even if they are very, very good at what they are doing. Be much more open, say it louder.
Expressive,
it will be easy for your audience to understand your mood, your emotion, everything around this.
Yes, because some people, they even in a presentation, they're just like, okay, guys, so this is what we're going to talk about.
It was great here.
Yeah, but when you're like, okay, express yourself, use your hands, your audience, you can get, that you can get much more out of them.
Yeah. So, should we say that we are not agree with somebody when somebody is rude against us?
If we don't agree with someone?
Yeah, because somebody's behavior is rude. And I see it and I want to say it. Should I say it or should I just forget?
I think it's always good to ask for clarification with someone. It's like you can ask politely, what seemed to be wrong, or is everything okay? Because sometimes we can misunderstand someone's behavior or someone's action. Someone might they didn't mean it in this way, and we are thinking, oh my gosh, why are they behaving like this? But it doesn't mean anything. So we have our own interpretation of it. Yeah. So we can just politely ask them, is everything okay? Are you all right? And if you think that they don't want to speak about it, then you can just not pursue that conversation with them.
So how to provide, maybe you have some kind of sentences, words, or everything around this, to be very good at conversation without any, how to say it in Polish, napięcie, so some kind of angry situations,
Oh, when there's like
yes, we feel
situation.
that something is going up,
like
the temperature is going up.
Like the temperature is going up, emotions are rising. Yeah, so if you see someone who emotion is rising, what should you do? Back off.
In which way?
You don't want to go close to them, because you never know what they're going to do to you.
So should we say, I see that something is...
Yes. You can say, I see that you're upset. Is there something that I can do? Can I help you in some way? I see that you're not well, or you seem to be angry. Is everything all right?
How to say, it's not your typical behavior, but maybe one word?
You can say that. Yes, you can say, this isn't usually how you behave, or this is not really you. Are you all right? Yeah. Because their behavior might be something new to you. You've never experienced it before, so you might question that, and you ask them, is everything okay? You don't seem to be, you don't seem to be well. You don't seem to be behaving like you usually do.
I'm not comfortable with this.
Yes, exactly. Perfect. You can just say, I'm not very comfortable with the way that you're, behaving. What's wrong? Yeah.
Okay.
That's very nice.
Yeah, but I think that you're living here in Poland, but you have a possibility to meet a lot of Europeans.
Yes.
Which nation you like the most?
Oh my gosh, I love all of them.
You have time.
I love all of them because they all have something so unique and so beautiful that I really like. Some obviously a little more open than others, but
Spanish guys, maybe.
Well, they always like dancing and moving and stuff. But Polish guys too. When you go out, you see them dancing after a few drinks or so. They're more confident.
From Trinidad and Tobago perspective, what do you think about that part of the world?
You mean the Europe? What I think about Europe?
Europe in general. Yeah.
The Caribbean culture, we are very open. We are very friendly people. We're just very relaxed and so on. And in Europe, I would say it's like go, go, go. You're especially in Warsaw. It's like people are just flying across the street, trying to get where they're at.
Not walking, just flying,
Walking
not
has
running,
time for
just
walking,
flying.
just flying across the street.
Great.
They just want to get to the office on time, coffee in hand, and they're running. But I think, Europeans, in terms of behavior, each country offers something unique and something very different. And I appreciate all of that. Because
do you see the difference between speaking on the street and in the office?
Oh, it depends, I think.
In the club, it's different. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. In the office, I think it depends on the company's culture.
Oh, yeah.
Because in some offices, you can be very relaxed, very informal. You don't have to address anyone in any formal context, a formal way. But in some places, they require you to, address them by Mr. and their last name or something like that. Emails are even written in a more formal way. Yeah. I remember when I came to Poland, and in my country, usually when we're sending emails to businesses or clients, you always address their or Miss or their and their first name and last name. Yeah. And in Poland, I remember receiving emails and they're like, "Hi, Sarah, we want you to," and I'm like, "Hi?" They're using hi or hello. Oh my gosh.
I'm at home.
Yeah, it's like so relaxed. And I don't know these people, it was the first time. So I was like, oh, this is quite different. So even the tone, was very cordial. I felt, okay. So now, and they have a little smiley face at the end. I'm like, okay, so this is very different from where I'm from. I don't think I would see a smiley face on an email.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that was something I
have to change
that really stood out
my opinion about Caribbeans. But my last question is about, do you have to change your behavior because of your roots and you know that, okay, now I'm living and working here in Poland and they have different type of behavior and tone of voice, everything like that. And you try to be much more polite or much more straight because of us?
I try not to lose my personality because I am who I am. I'm I'm an extrovert. I like speaking to people, laughing, being silly, all of these things. But I have to adapt as well. I have to adapt to the people, the way that I speak, because I want people to understand me. Yeah. So I speak a little slower, clearly for them, a little more clearer, I should say. Yeah, and I just have to, like I said, adapt to the rules, adapt to it, everything. Sometimes I am a little extra polite than I usually would be because I don't want to, like I said, offend anyone. I don't want to hurt anyone. So, certain things I might just need to alter a little bit, but not change everything about
you're
me.
right. And I think that in general, the communication is about adaptation. Yeah.
Yes,
so we try to know where is our place sometimes.
Exactly.
When we are not agree, we should say something in very good way.
Yeah, in a very polite.
I'm not agree with this.
In a very polite, respectful way as well. Yeah, because you don't want someone to misunderstand you or misunderstand what you're trying to say. Yeah. So you try to be polite and
but always respect is both ways.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, respect is both ways. And if you don't get that respect, at least you were being respectful. Okay. Yeah, that's important.
So thank you very much
you're most
for
welcome.
your time.
Oh, thank you as well.
Okay, see you later.